and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I filmed this beach waves hairstyle and I also added in a fishtail braid and some other braids and then accessorized with some really cool hair rings. This look is just perfect if you're going away for the summer or maybe even if you're going to a festival. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, then just keep on watching. So I started by washing my hair and I've been using the John Frieda Sheer Blonde Colour Renew Tone Correcting Shampoo. And this is particularly great to use while you're away because it's really going to keep those brassy tones at bay for us blondes. And then I also used the John Frieda Sheer Blonde Highlight Activating Moisturising Conditioner. And this is really going to help enhance my highlights, but most importantly, it's going to keep my hair hydrated, especially while I'm on holiday because I know that my hair gets so dry with all the sun, salt and sand. Then speaking of salt, I misted some of the John Frieda Sea Salt Spray into my hair last night while it was damp. And that's really going to add some nice texture into our hair. Then I tied my hair in a bun and I slept with it in a bun overnight. And I woke up and I have these really lovely soft beachy waves, which is going to be a great base for us to start our hairstyle with. So I like to have my hair in a centre parting, but you can of course have it on the side or however you like to have your part. Then what I'm doing is taking a curling wand and I'm just going to start by picking up random sections of hair. They're going to be quite small sections and I'm just going to curl them with my curling wand, hold them for about 3 seconds because we don't want the curls to be too tight, and then I kind of just like to tug on mine and loosen it up a little bit and then separate it with my fingers just to create a really nice like loose wave. Then I'm just grabbing another section of hair and I'm going to curl this in the opposite direction. This is just going to make sure the curls don't clump together and they're going to just look really natural. So because we've already got this great base from the sea salt spray, it means that we don't really need to curl every single section of our hair. So this is just going to make things so much quicker for us. And you really don't have to be neat with this at all. And a great tip that I have is to actually leave the ends out of the curl because this is going to help achieve that more beachy look. I just think this style is so perfect for holiday because half of your hairstyle's already been done just by using that sea salt spray and putting it in the bun overnight. It's really going to help put some texture into our hair. And when we're on holiday, we want to be on the beach, out by the pool, not spending hours doing our hair. So this is a really great style for when you're going on holiday. It's even great if you're going to a festival because if your hair holds a curl quite well, then this style can stay for 2 or 3 days. And then these pieces at the front I'm going to curl away from my head. Now I want to start adding a few different braids into my hair and I'm going to do 2 types of braids. I'm just going to do a normal plait and I'm also going to do a fishtail braid. So I'm just going to start by braiding this section of hair and I've just picked up the top section of hair, not the bit that's underneath because otherwise you're going to end up with a gap in your hair. So just collect the top section of hair and then obviously the more hair you pick up, the bigger your braid is going to be. So I'm just loosely braiding and I haven't started the braid too high to my roots. I've kind of let it start a little bit lower down. And I'm just really loosely just braiding this all the way down to the bottom. And then I'm just going to take one of these clear little elastics and tie this off at the bottom. And then I'm going to pull on the hair and I'm sort of just using my fingers just to make it like a little bit more messy. And then just to secure that in place, to stop it kind of neatening back down, I'm going to take some hairspray and this is the John Frieda Sheer Blonde Hairspray. And then I'm just going to give those curls a little bit of a spray as well. And you can kind of just scrunch your hair up as well just to add even more texture to it. So I've taken a section of hair here and again I've only taken the top section of hair and then I'm separating it into 2 pieces. And what you're going to do with the fishtail braid is take a piece of hair from this section and you're going to cross it under and add it to this section. And the same with this piece. I'm taking a section of hair, I'm crossing it under and I'm adding it to this piece of hair. And you're just going to keep doing that the whole way down. So taking a section of hair and crossing it under and adding it to the other section of hair. Now I've finished that braid, I'm tying it off with a clear elastic. And I'm not going to do it too tight because now what I'm going to do is pull on the braid, and I want to kind of make it like 2 or 3 times bigger than it is now. Again, I'm just taking some hairspray and fixing that in place. And whilst that's on there, I'm just going to pull it out even more just so it really stays nice and big. Then I'm just grabbing another section of hair next to our fishtail braid, and I'm just going to do a normal plait on this one. Taking some hairspray, spraying that. Finally, to finish off the look, I'm going to add some hair rings, and this is completely optional, but I just thought it would really add to the look. And this is a really great idea to take the hairstyle from a more beachy look to a more festival vibe. So I've got these really cool hair rings here. They're all different like shapes and textures. They're really fun. So all you do is take your hair ring and just kind of pull it apart ever so slightly. And I'm going to put mine in my fishtail braid, and I'm going to start from the very top. And it's so easy, you literally just thread it through your braid, and then once you've threaded it through and it's in the position that you want it, you just close it up again. And then I'm going to pop one right at the very end here, and it will just help to cover that elastic. And then I've also just got these plain gold hair rings, and I'm going to add a few of these into the braid on the other side. Now, if having your hair down is getting a little bit too much for you in the heat, I'm going to show you how you can quickly transform this hairstyle into a really effortless bun. So I'm just going to grab the hair quite loosely, and I'm just taking out our fishtail braid here, our regular braid on this side, and we're going to tuck those into the bun a little bit later. And then I'm pulling out these front sections of hair too, and then I'm just ever so slightly just smoothing down the top section here, and then I'm twisting the hair, and I'm just going to wrap it round and secure it with a hair tie. And then taking our braids that are left out, I'm going to position them where I want them to sit on my head, and then just wrap it around the bun. And then I'm just taking another hair tie and securing all of that into place. And then I kind of like mine just left messy like this, like I like this little bit of hair sticking up. And then I'm just going to play around with my braids, make sure that they're in the position that I want them to be in. Then I'm just finishing off with my John Frieda Sheer Blonde Hairspray, and I'm just going to spray these front pieces of hair and then give my bun a spray as well, just so nothing falls out. So this is the final look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching this hairstyle. It is perfect for if you're going on holiday or even if you're going to a festival. Make sure you leave me a comment below and let me know if you're going on holiday, and if so, where, because I would love to know. I have just come back from Malta, so if you missed any of my pictures, then don't forget to follow me on Instagram. And as always, please do give the video a thumbs up and also subscribe if you haven't already. And also don't forget to follow myself and John Frieda for more summer hairstyles, and hopefully I will see you all in my next video. Bye!